You just a habit.
All good. 48 sorries to my face. 3 cups of coffee I used to make for you. To make for you. 7 calls a week, you running late. Lost count of the dates I had to wait for you. To wait for you. My heart tried 1,000 times. Got 80,000 thoughts running through my mind. Round and round, but I can't draw the line. You're just a habit. And I know I gotta break. I know you know good for me, but I can't stay away 'cause I'm an addict. And I'm needing you every single day. I know you know good for me, but you're not easy to break. I want you more than 24 hours a day. Babe, I put the work in all 365. 365. I'm trying to kick it, but I'm not okay. Don't know if I'm gonna make it out here alive. Out here alive. My heart tried 1,000 times. Got 80,000 thoughts running through my mind. Round and round, but I can't draw the line. You're just a habit. And I know I gotta break. I know you know good for me, but I can't stay away 'cause I'm an addict. And I'm needing you every single day. I know you know good for me, but you're not easy to break.
Stop. They fucking ruined the song. See, they ruined it. That's exactly the moment they ruined it. And we're cutting that part out. That's where they fucking ruined it. Now, I got 1 hour of sleep, but I feel pretty fucking energetic. I went to the doctor's today, and I had a horrific experience. Hopefully, I will be good for another month or two, and then I got to get surgery. But wow, I wish I could tell you what I had to go through at the doctor's today. But it's actually, I told Jackson it was fucking scary, all right? Let's just say I didn't get any pain. Imagine you go to the doctor. I'm grateful for it, though. But imagine if you go to the doctors, you get no warning, and you get no pain anything. Nothing gets numbed, no pain medication. And they have a giant fucking knife, and they just go to town on you, okay? Well, that's what I went through today, okay? But I'm grateful for it because I actually feel a lot better. But, yeah. But you know what? I kind of like those crazy doctors that just don't give a fuck, and they're just like, I just solved the problem. And, okay, I guess the problem is that, I mean, I'm grateful it happened. If you told me to go back in time, and like, oh, Haas, are you going to still visit that doctor? Yes, I am, because every other doctor I visited, they don't address the issue, right? Now, it sounds so vague what the issue is, but I could tell you about it, but it's actually, it's just it's a random fucking, it's not a disease, I don't know what I would call it. It's a random thing that's common in young people who have ingrown hairs, and I don't even want to fucking talk about it, right? But, yeah. I'm a hairy Middle Eastern man, and that comes with a lot of problems. That's all I gotta say, right? And I don't shave anything, right? That's all I'm gonna say, right? But, yikes, right? Yikes. Anyway, I don't know why I'm saying this shit. I don't know why I'm talking about this shit, right? If you guys know what I'm talking about, you probably really feel bad for me, don't you? But, whatever. It is what it is. But I feel better now. Yeah. I mean, fellow Middle Easterners here and hairy people here will understand what the fuck I'm talking about. It's horrible. Okay? It's horrible. But I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. Yeah, I'm feeling better though. Gonna have to get a surgery soon, probably in like a month. Maybe. I don't know actually if I have to do that. But I'm gonna be good for like a month. It's not gonna be a problem. I think, right? But anyway, guys. Let me tell you guys. Oh, also, I was gonna have to get my wisdom tooth removed, but I canceled that appointment to see the doctor today. I guess I'm not getting the wisdom tooth removed. You know, I'm really suspicious of that wisdom tooth thing as well. It's like my wisdom teeth are not like doing anything bad to my teeth. It's just partially covered by gums. And if shit gets stuck under there, that problem I had, that really bad toothache I had, was a result of that. I went to the dentist and she just pulled out some like piece of food that was stuck in there. And then I've been fine ever since. She had to like she had to like cut through it, right? And it hurt. But it was worth it. See, I'm at this age where I go to the doctor just to feel pain, right? I just go to the dentist or the doctor, and yeah, they're hurting me, but you know, I'm an adult, right? Ain't no beating around the bush. Back in the old days, I'll tell you, it was a lot worse. Back in the old days, right? Back in the old days, they would just take a fucking butcher's knife and just, you know, you might die, 50% chance, but it's worth it. And that was how it worked in the olden days. So I'm glad I'm fine, right? I'm glad I'm good, right? But I'm good, right? I'm good. And my issue isn't particularly bad. It's more like a preemptive thing. Yeah. But, you know, I'm on antibiotics and shit, which I don't trust. I don't want to be on antibiotics, man, but I have to be. I've been for like a week, actually. Anyway, guys, I wish I could tell you the story, but it's actually so disgusting. I told it to Jackson. I really wanted to tell you guys the story, though. Like, I actually really want... And this is not what the video is about, by the way. I know the video is... This is really disgusting. The story I have today is an extremely disgusting story. And before you think you know what I'm talking about, you don't. It's way more disgusting than you could possibly imagine. And I don't want to talk about it. Because it's like, why would I talk about it? But I want to talk about it, right? I want to talk about it because it's just like, it's kind of, because I'm so relieved it happened, right? Despite how disgusting it was, it's like I'm so relieved it happened, and I'm shocked that it had to happen. We're talking years under my nose that I had no idea I had a problem. But I really want to tell the story. Why would I tell the story? I will never tell the story. Ingrown pube? No, it's not near. No, dude, it's not that bad. Right? I'm not gonna tell you a Halloween story here. Okay, that's fucking anything related to anything related to fucking your balls, anything like that, anything related to your dick. It's just no. Thank God I don't have any problem like that, right? So I could just safely confirm that it has nothing to do with that. But it's still disgusting. But it's not. I mean, there's disgusting, and then there's a fucking nightmare, which would actually... I'm not going to say what I would rather do, but thank you, Jimmy.
What is the
Appreciate you.
best argument to debunk the claim that communism and religion cannot be together in the materialist criticism of religion? Also, what is Hegel's view on
The
religion?
best argument against it is Marx himself. Thank you,
If
Aaron.
someone were to randomly give you a large sum of money, how much would you want it to be?
Dude. Come on. Oh, you. I'm just kidding. Jimmy, I think you would have to consult Marx himself. And Aaron, to be honest, if you're like a billionaire, right? I mean, depends on how much you're comfortable with, right? But if you don't have the money to throw away, I would not ask for a large sum of money at all. Right? It's like it depends on what you have to spare, pretty much. I'm a beggar, basically, right? But yeah, I mean, I don't think I would It's a tough question. If a billionaire was like, Haas, how much money do you want right now? I'd be like $10,000, right? If you're a billionaire. If you're not a billionaire, you know, you donated $10. That's a good amount. $10 is a nice amount. I'm cool with $10. 1 million. I feel like here's the thing though. I feel like $1 million is a business relationship. I feel like if someone gives you 1 million, you're gonna have to collaborate. That's like someone who's like would DM you and be like, "Yo, I have 1 million that I want to invest in you. Let's talk about a plan to make this a productive investment." You know, that's what like it's unfathomable to me that someone could have so much money to spare, even a fucking billionaire, that they would just donate $1 million, no strings attached, just as a donation, right? That would be like I can't even conceive of that, right? But also, here's another thing. Yeah, would I welcome that? Yeah, I'd fucking really welcome that, right? But another important thing to note is that uh also, if you're gonna give me $1 million fucking dollars, like I kind of want to talk to you, dude. I want to chill with you and see what you're about. I'm curious, right? I'd be curious at that point. But I mean, if you're like, oh, okay, Haas, I was willing to give you $1 million as long as you leave me alone. Yeah, yeah, totally, I would accept it. But I'm just saying, like, that's a story, isn't it? That's like a story. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, for me, this infrared is a plan. I think I make a good amount of money right now. I don't think I'm lacking for money. I think right at this point it's about growth, viewers, engagement, things like that. I think I have a very, very generous community. And all the money you guys have given me, I'm spending all of it, right? Which means, well, first of all, I'm spending all of it because I'm homeless right now. But that's not spending all of it. When I'm moving into my new place, I'm spending a big chunk on the studio. Probably new. We're talking about like new cameras, possibly multiple cameras, and I don't know how long this is gonna take for me to get all this shit. But microphone, lights for the studio, background stuff. I'm even painting the studio. So yeah, that's something I'm doing. You want the elephant lamp? I'm not sure what vibe I'm gonna go with, right? I look back at my streams with the elephant lamp, and it's kind of gross to me because I'm like, dude, I look disgusting. I look so dirty. And then I realized the reason I look dirty is because the wallpaper is fucking yellow. It's a very gross, like, coupled with my hairiness and my visible sweatiness. And maybe you guys can't see how sweaty I was, but I was in a hot place, so I was very fucking sweaty. And I'm just disgusted by it every time I look at it. Just kind of makes me sick to my stomach. It is disgusting. No, my apartment, yellow background, was decent. But the one that I was staying at a few months ago, that was disgusting. That was the most disgusting background in the world. I'm going to call that person and tell them to paint that place. Be like, yo, please paint it. All right? Thank you so much, Destiny. Appreciate you, man. Destiny's crack dealer, I mean. Thank you so much, crack dealer. Appreciate you. Now, right? So yellow backgrounds are a no-go. It's going to be a white background. But I'm going to like do stuff with it. I'm going to add more stuff to it, do crazy lighting, things like that. Things of that nature. Yeah, and there's not going to be a bookshelf, anything like that, right? But I'm going to have the freedom to decorate my studio like however I want. It's going to be all fucking however I want. It's going to be great. I was just about to say something, but I fucking forgot. What the fuck was I going to say? What the fuck was I gonna say? I was gonna say another important piece of information on the itinerary, and the exact thing I was gonna say was, guys, I got 1 hour of sleep. I know I look energetic and shit, but I'm not. Oh yeah, I kind of remember. No, I just lost it again. Fuck! I can't believe this, man. I can't. 1 hour of sleep, right? Cut me some slack. Cut me some slack. Cut me some slack. Cut me some slack. I was looking at that. For some reason, you can't see it. That thing reminds me of what I was about to say. Oh yeah, this is not what I was going to say. I'm going to be debating someone Saturday. It's going to be about, are woke schools pushing shit on children too much? That's what I'm going to be debating Saturday. And it's going to be on modern day debate. So we have that to look forward to, don't we? Right? How do you survive on 1 hour of sleep? I don't know. Let me tell you guys something insane. So yesterday, I went to the gym at 3 a.m. and I did the hardest workout of my life. And I got 1 hour of sleep, and I went to multiple doctors today, actually. Drove multiple hours today. I visited my parents, who are sometimes very exhausting. And then I fucking went to the gym because I'm a psychopath. So I went to the gym and I showered, and here I am. Now, I'm such an excuse maker, right? I'm going to tell you, I don't want to drop a big pill about like why I don't stream sometimes or why I'm late to stream. I don't want to talk about this too much because I don't want to sound like a fucking wimp. But it is kind of a motivation thing a lot of the time. It's kind of like, I don't want to call it depression because it's not depression, because depression's like a medical thing. Today, I had 1 hour of sleep and I did a billion different things and I still streamed at a reasonable time. A lot of the time, I know sometimes I really do have good excuses, right? And I mention those excuses when I have them. But when I'm like streaming at 10 or 11, sometimes that's just because I'm procrastinating out of a level of, I don't know. I don't want to call it depression, but it is something. Something that kind of just, And why do I have it? I think the reason is because I need a way to like get into my mental state. What I mean by that is like I need to like get into my groove as far as, let me put it this way. I have a very all-encompassing worldview that's like attached to theory and philosophy, if you want to call it that, and an aesthetic, like a state of mind, and it's very unconscious associations that get me through the day. Shit that would sound schizo if I talked about it openly. But these are the things that like, lubricate my mental system. Sounds really sexual, doesn't it? But, it's like I think of, I don't know, I have these very vague mental, unconscious associations that I relate to consciously that like deliver me to my state of mind. And it's a process getting there every single day. It's a process getting there. I'm not really someone who could just wake up and just stream. No, I can on Twitch, right? But I have to like get into my state. I can't just like do it waking up. I have to like go through every stage of my life and retrace my steps, condense that in like a few hours, and then I'm ready to fucking stream. I'm not always in the state of mind to stream, So that's really what it is, right? It's really what it is. And why am I giving MK Ultra and the fucking CIA away all this shit about my psych? Because I genuinely am so arrogant that I think, dude, I'm on a higher level than these fucking MK Ultra CIA agents. Let me tell you what this MK Ultra Spy Warfare Division of the U.S. military. Let me tell you what plane of existence that they're on, right? Those people are on the plane of existence of American pragmatism, and it's an extremely limited philosophy. Now, I like pragmatism, But there's things that pragmatism cannot address, and I'm going to talk exactly about what those are. I'm going to explain to you how the CIA. Thank you so much, Joshua.
Schizos in control. Underscore Krabs.
I'm going to explain to you how the feds and the CIA and the U.S. military, this is like their view of psychological warfare. So what they do is they basically try to break down the brain in a really formalistic, reductionist way to cognitive sciences, right? So MK Ultra is really about turning the brain or visualizing the brain as like a machine, even down to like, how do you process the RGB whatever colors, right? On the color spectrum. How do you process sounds? How do you process these kinds of things? They basically decontextualize all of our phenomenal experiences, sound, imagery. I don't know about taste or feeling, right? I don't know about that one. There probably is something there, right? They break those down into these like Lego blocks, pretty much, decontextualized from any meaning, right? And they try to manipulate those accordingly, which like is it's like an affect of psychosis, right? To a person like you and me, it would drive us crazy because it's like experiencing schizophrenia, pretty much, right? When you take LSD, which was the... Thank you so much. Holy fuck, Aaron. Thank you, dude.
I'm no billionaire, but give a number and fortune may find you soon.
Aaron, holy shit, dude. Yo, I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much for the 100. I really appreciate you. I want to preface this, though. I want to preface, I don't want to accept large sums of money if, like, you cannot afford it, right? If you're, like, somebody who doesn't have the money to spare, I want you to keep it and enrich your life, right? Because if you're a viewer and you're living your life the best possible way and you have your shit secure, then, see, I'm not a nice guy. I'm still an asshole, right? But the way I see it is that if you can secure your own livelihood and actually grind and rise and become wealthy and flourish instead of donating all your hard-earned money to me, then you become a node for the infrared cult. That means you can influence the people around you. That means you become an independent agent who can influence others, and like you just become like an asset of the cult, right? So that's how I see it. I want you guys to actually thrive. But yeah, with that being said, I think $10,000 would be like, really? I mean, oh my god. No, I mean, anything you can spare, honestly, right? You've donated to me like a lot already, right? $110 is a lot, okay? And I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it, though. Now, what I was talking about. I literally... yeah, MK Ultra, right? See how I remember. So MK Ultra will drive a normal person insane, similar to like LSD, right? You take LSD, you're gonna get this, I guess, what do they call it? Disassociation. All of the phenomenal imagery that's the, that makes up the continuum of your experience. So when you're a normal, sane human being, right? You have a lot of datum coming your way. You're like sensing a lot of things, images, sounds, whatever, right? And you are cohering all of those things. Revolution. Thank you so much, MJ. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. You're cohering all of those things into some kind of meaning. So your phenomenal experiences are meaningful, right? They're part of some kind of world and web of meaning. They're anchored by some kind of fundamental meaning, some kind of fundamental sense of meaning. Now, what a drug like LSD will do is it'll basically disattach all of those things from that anchoring point of meaning. And that's why people say, oh, it inspires so much creativity, because it allows you to experience the same phenomena in a way that is unmoored from the way that your mind coheres them into like meaningful experiences. So you could look at a fucking sink and you could be like, oh my God, it looks like a dinosaur. I don't fucking know, right? You're looking at it in a completely new way because you're not passively incorporating it into some kind of coherent singular experience. And MK Ultra and the psi warfare, methods of the feds, whoever you want to call them, the CIA, works exactly in the same way, right? They don't actually recognize fundamental meaning, right? And I'm going to give you the secret, but I don't know if you can handle the secret. And, if you're an atheist or whatever, that's fine. But I just want to tell you, there's no way around this. The fundamental meaning is what they call, it's God. The CIA they don't incorporate God. They're either atheists or they're Satanists who want to cut off the access human beings have to God. So if you are a believer, if you're a real believer, I think that already places you in a position that makes it hard for you to be targeted by psychological warfare and MK Ultra bullshit. If you're connected to the divine light, right? It's hard to hijack your fucking brain and turn you into something else. And I know it's vague. I know it's like, okay, what does it mean to be connected to divine light? Going to church? No. You can be a religious person and get manipulated. Easy. Probably the easiest of all. That's the tragedy. But if you're really connected to God, if you really believe in God, you really know what that means, I don't think MK Ultra can do shit to you. I don't think you should be scared of any psychological warfare. You are more powerful than the fucking CIA at that point. That's what I think. You're more powerful than fucking these manipulative. It all depends on, ignorance. That's my view. So, yeah. Want to make that clear. But maybe this is just a Muslim perspective I'm speaking from. Because to me, it's like, I can't imagine, for example, I can't imagine the Islamic ritual prayer getting hijacked by MK Ultra. I just can't fucking imagine it. I can't imagine it. I'm so used to the media, not even as a conspiracy, just our culture, right? It's iconoclastic Protestant culture. I'm so used to like these inversions of the Christian religion. Like a horror movie, like the Hellraiser movie where Pinhead is like, he's like, I am the way, and he's mocking Jesus Christ or whatever. It's so common where it just feel like, all the rituals of going to church and the priest and all that kind of stuff, like it's like subverted, right? In media, I mean. And I can't imagine that successfully happening in Islam. This isn't a criticism of Christianity, it's an observation. Because I don't think it's all malice. I think oftentimes when horror movies, for example, or even comedy, play with Christian symbolism in a disrespectful way even, it doesn't even matter the context, I feel like the symbolism still works, right? I feel like oftentimes it doesn't actually efface the symbols. It actually just, puts them in a different perspective with the same structure, right? But I feel like if someone would try to efface Islamic rituals, you would not be able to preserve the aesthetic of the Islamic religion. It would just be a form of disrespectful blasphemy, and there would be no nuance or subtlety. Like there would be, oh, is this like a regrounding of Islamic, of some kind of like Gothic Catholic orientation? I mean, there'd be no room for that, right? It would just come. It's like night and day. There'd be no way to subvert the customs and rituals of Islam. Maybe subvert's a bad word. There'd be no way to hijack those to give expression to any ulterior perspective. At least as far as my limited experience is concerned. Again, I have a limited experience. I could be wrong, but it's what I think. It's what I think in my very limited perspective. Thank you so much, Jimmy. Appreciate you.
May it be possible for you to make a reading list? For example, on your Discord or Substack, it can be amended if you have any new recommendations. Plus, it would help your movement grow.
There is an infrared recommends in the Discord. Yeah, I could. I'm not sure how helpful it would be, but I could. I'm not sure, right? I don't know if it would be helpful because it's like, okay, if you guys want me to tell you the truth, I am a self-taught person, and it's very hard for me to teach people to get to where I am. Although I think I'm doing it unconsciously and consciously, and like I can't tell you what to read because nobody told me what to read. I started with Zizek, and I very autistically would read everything by Zizek and watch all of his public lectures, all of them. And by myself, I would force myself to be like, okay, what is he saying? How can he say this and this at the same time? What is he actually saying? How can I learn him so that when I read his next article or read his next book, it will make sense to me, right? That's what I look for. I look for like what is he actually trying to say? What is the pattern here? What's the pattern, and what does that pattern mean? What does that pattern entail? So my way of mastering Zizek was already going beyond Zizek because I had to ground the patterns of why Zizek would say the shit that he did in some kind of meaning that I think is oblivious to Zizek himself. I had to be like, for example, when Zizek talks about Lacanian psychoanalysis, I had to really get into the nitty gritty of like, okay, but what is a signifier, right? What is a symptom? What is the Baromean knot, for example? What is object A? And then I told myself, I didn't say, oh, I don't want to know the definition based on what a Wikipedia article or what a professor said. I want to know what it actually fucking is. Like, what actually is it? And then lo and behold, nobody knows what object A really is. It's a vague kind of structure. It's describing a relation, right? It's a relation. It's a kind of logos, if you will. But that's it. It's a relation. That's all object A is. What is it actually? And then me, I'm like, okay, what is it actually? It has to be something like real, right? It has to describe something actually real. Not just some kind of... I didn't like how, in the French school, or in the American interpretation of the French school, they're like, yeah, it has to be a mystery. You have to keep that ambiguous. Don't probe the real. Don't have metaphysical enthusiasm. No, fuck you. I don't care. I'm not just going to dwell in some institution. I want to really understand what this is, right? So I came to the conclusion that something like object A is describing, fucking cosmological apocalypse, right? Like Ilyenkov. Not necessarily that, but I'm just saying, like, for example, it's something very much real, right? So, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that the way I learn is not actually learning. It's synthesizing new ideas. There is no way I could learn about any given subject without having an independent idea about it. I couldn't, for example, you told me, Haas, go fucking study electromagnetism, something I've done here and there, by the way. There's no way for me to study electromagnetism without synthesizing new ideas about electromagnetism. And that's why I don't do the school thing, right? In law school, I hated it because I cannot learn about law without synthesizing something new about law. There's a price to pay for learning, and that price is a new idea. And that new idea should actually simplify the entire web of knowledge, serve as a kind of heuristic, if that's the correct word to use here, with which others can learn easier. So although it's kind of hard for me to teach you guys a lot of things, the catch happens to be that you guys have speed-runned like 10 years of my fucking life. You guys speed-runned a big chunk of my fucking life, like years. So like the infrared's been around for like a year, right? 2 years tops. And everything you've learned since then, things you take for granted in memes, like memes you take for granted, took me like a fucking decade to get to. So that's why it's about simplification. The new idea to synthesize things is a form of simplification. And whatever, Occam's razor, something that's true is simple, right? There's a reason for that. The simpler conclusion is always the more correct one. But the simplicity has to account for reality. It can't just be like, oh, Haas, how do you fucking explain complex things like biological systems? What if you just had a simple conclusion like that said, God did it? Well, because you would have to satisfy the datum with which you are trying to give some kind of explanation. You'd have to actually account for the complexity. That's what Occam's razor is actually about. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's my single. You guys want to tell me? I've like talked about this a lot, but my single greatest accomplishment in my entire life, my single biggest accomplishment, my whole life, is you. You guys are my single biggest accomplishment of my entire life, easily, even more than all the shit that I've written, even more than all the debates I've ever had. It's you guys. My biggest accomplishment. So we've already broke through, right? This was the hard part. The hard part is over. And yeah, the hard part is over. But yeah. Yeah, so speak of the devil though, right? Internet communities and online communities. Boy, oh boy, do I have a lot of things to say. I have a lot to talk about today. So buckle up. There's a lot. And I kind of feel like spoiling you guys and getting right to the juicy part of today's stream. The juicy part is about Non-Compete and Luna Oi, who are part of the BreadTube community. Now, I want to take us to a blast from the past and show you this part of Non-Compete's expose where he proved that like this is all a LaRouche conspiracy or something. And I want us to return to it for a reason, right? And you're going to see the reason very shortly. But
Oh my God.
oh my God, Amirio with the 50. Dude, thank you so much. Holy fuck. Holy shit, dude. Thank you, man. Appreciate it a ton, man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And by the way, guys, it is a goal of mine to stream every day of November. Is that going to actually happen? No, but it's just a goal, right? Like, I don't want to take any days off, even if I only stream for 1 hour. Every single day of November, I'm going to stream. So keep that in mind. Every day of November, it's my goal. And I want to at least stream for the next 7 days uninterrupted. I actually planned on streaming yesterday, but first of all, I would have streamed very late. I just want to preface that. So that was not the entire reason. I was going to stream yesterday because a very close person in my life loves my company so much that, I decided that I was going to. Well, I'm sorry, guys, but no, trust me, okay? Trust me. I have a good reason for doing everything. But yeah. I got caught up. No, I didn't get caught up. I made a deliberate decision. I said, I'm not going to stream. It's too late. It's like 11, 12 a.m. And, yeah. But that's the only reason I didn't stream yesterday. I plan on streaming every day. Uninterrupted. I was going to do it yesterday. I broke it. I had a good reason. Now, full steam ahead, right? And then tomorrow I'm not going to stream. I'm just kidding. I don't know, guys. I can't prove anything. I can't guarantee a goddamn thing, right? But anyway, let me show this to you. So this is the really cool guy, and I want you to remember. So non-compete, if you don't know, non-compete is like a super cool boomer. And he's like a 40-year-old super cool boomer. And he's like, we're cringe and he's cool. That's basically what I'm trying to say. That's what he says, right? So I'm gonna show you just how cool this guy is. He's like all the other fucking millennial socialist cool guys whose T levels have depleted, and now they're like super bitter about me, who's a young, virile man. They hate me and Jackson because they hate our youth. And they're like in their mid to late 30s, and they're just fucking. They're just low T levels. They have man titties, and they're just fucking estrogenic and shit. Well, let me show you. So yeah.
Along with unhinged misogynist LaRoucheite Nazbol, two holes has.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
How many holes does a woman have from the waist down?
2.
Okay, so what are those holes used for?
Poop and pee?
Where's the sex one, dude?
The pee one. Okay.
Oh my god!
And while we're on the cringe-inducing subject of has, I think...
So, I just wanted to play that clip because he's talking about the cringe-inducing subject of has. So, I'm a cringe-inducing subject because of that clip I had with Kiana. By the way, I took a picture with Kiana at TwitchCon. Well, she took one of me, right? And with me, I don't ask people for pictures. It's cringe. Because we were all in a group and we were like hanging out, right? But I thought really hard about releasing it because I feel like these people's like mind would explode if I released it. I feel like they'd be like, "What?" Right? No, guys, don't disrespect her. I actually respect her a lot. She's actually super cool. I respect her because, yeah, you could be like, "Oh, Haas, it's degen." Nah, it's Twitch. Twitch is fucking degen. Her and her friend group are cool people, right? They're all cool people. And I like them. They're like one of the only people on Twitch I like. But, no, I feel like leftists would lose their mind because they like think that it was like a serious, that clip was some serious thing, right? But I decided I don't want to release it because like I don't want to throw negative attention her way, right? Thank you, Harold.
Who would
Appreciate you.
win, Hayes or Huz?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Harold. Appreciate you. But no, the photo is funny. It's a funny photo, right? And it's related to the clip. No, it sounds so fucking vague. It's literally just me like doing this, right? It's me doing the two. You know what I mean? That's literally it. The way I fucking described it makes it seem like it's, yeah. No, I was holding up two fingers in the photo, and I had the most smug face in the world where I was like, I've never let go. I've never caved. Same old me. You know what I mean? Yeah, one day, if it ever goes viral again, I'll release it. Right? Because at that point, it's not me throwing attention at it. But if left Twitter ever makes a big deal out of it again, I'm just gonna release that photo. Like, yeah, you still talk about this clip, but like I was hanging out with that crew. I'm such a cool guy. I'm a cool guy. I'm not a loser like them, right? You know, and actually, to be completely honest, it's literally just because of Zerka that I was hanging out with that crew. Like after I was banned at TwitchCon. I'm talking about afterwards, but it was just through Zerka. But I still like them a lot. Like they're still super cool. But like, yeah, that's primarily how I know them. Even from the beginning, right? Anyway, what was I gonna say? Okay, yeah. Well, I just wanted to replay that, right? I just want to replay that because I want to remind you guys what's going on.
Where's the sex one, dude?
The P one. Okay.
Oh my god!
And while we're on the cringe-inducing subject of Haz, I think it's hilarious that these guys crow about the evil.
So, Haz is a cringe-inducing subject. You guys remember he said that, right? That I'm a cringe-inducing subject?
Are you sure we should be having a Halloween party in this old abandoned house? I've heard there are ghosts in here. There's no such things as ghosts.
I've heard there are socialists in here.
Just socialists.
Workers of the world unite!
Ah!
You have nothing to lose but your chains.
Let's get out of here.
Spooky, scary socialists shall seize the sovereign state. Working poles will shock your soul, seal your class's fate. Spooky, scary socialists in solidarity. Marxists marching on and on, together can't be beat. Sorry about this capitalist, you have had your fun. Now it's time to socialize the means of production. 'Cause spooky, scary socialists shall workers all unite. We come together, raise our fists and demonstrate our might.
How should we split up all this Halloween candy? We must erect a central governing body to distribute it as needed to the masses.
No way! The people should have free and open access to all candy.
Without the vanguard, how will we prevent counter-revolutionaries from seizing back the candy?
I'm gonna seize your face. Get over here. Oh my god.
Come on, guys, stop fighting. It's Halloween. Hey, Carrot, that's a pretty scary vampire costume.
Actually, we carrots aren't frightened of vampires. They only drink human blood.
Well, what are you scared of?
Vegans. Oh, look at there, a big yummy Dracula carrot. Give me a bite. Ah!
Anarchism has nothing to do with bomb-throwing mayhem. Indoctrination and propaganda and so on has taken place, so people do regard subordination to external authority as legitimate. Whether they should is another question. throughout human life, there's a whole variety of systems of authority and oppression and domination and so on, which are usually accepted as legitimate by the people subordinated to them. As far as I understand it, anarchists are just people who take this seriously.
Those sneaky socialists could be hiding anywhere.
If we really want to escape, we might have to go overseas.
Did somebody say seas?
Centrist liberals support the status quo, but leftists won't be satisfied until it's overthrown. Spooky, scary
Oh no, not the leftists! Everyone needs the leftists!
socialists are silly all the same. We'll dance and sing on Halloween and play our waiting game. For fascists might be laughing now, but we can never lose. Spooky, scary socialists will rise up with a boom.
Was that Dylan Burns? Who the fuck was that guy?
Happy Halloween!
By the way, this guy's in his mid-30s, even in this video. Just want to let you know. Did you guys forget? Because let me remind you, right?
Okay, so what are those holes used for?
Poop and pee?
Where's this?
Day out, then go day out. Subject of has, I think.
Okay.
Oh my god!
And while we're on the cringe-inducing subject of has, I think.
Okay.
Oh my god!
And while we're on the cringe-inducing subject of has, I think it's hilarious that these guys. While we're on the cringe-inducing subject of has, I think it's hilarious that these guys
He's
crow
dead
about the
sleeping on
evils
the
of the
couch.
world economic-inducing subject of has. I think it's hilarious that these guys crow about the evils
Thank
of
you,
the World
Biotech.
Economic Forum has. I think it's hilarious that these guys. And while we're on the cringe-inducing subject of has, I think it's hilarious.
Oh my god!
And while we're on the cringe-inducing subject of has, I
Together, raise our fists and demonstrate our might. Based.
I want to die.
Come
In a
together,
video
raise
game.
our fists and demonstrate.
Thank you so much, Porco. And thank you so much, Harold.
Based.
Thank you.
I feel like the deep state pays people like this to make communism look cringe and soy.
The cringe-inducing subject of has. When you have this on your belt, and you're gonna fucking talk about cringe. I had a fucking clip from an entertainment dating show that was live. You actually put effort into this. You went out of your way to produce this video, and I know it was you, Sexpat, because I don't think they celebrate Halloween in fucking Vietnam, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they don't. So you went out of your way to make this. And you thought it would be cute or wholesome, or this is what a pedo thinks is good content. I don't know who the fuck would make this and think this is something that... Do you think there's anyone in the world who's not cringing watching this? And look at this fucking sexpat make a mockery of the Viet Cong. Luna Oi was bitching, crying, and whining and pissing her pants and shitting everywhere because I asked her, if you're so against the fucking American flag, why the fuck are you fucking an American man? Right? And apparently that was me exploiting the horrors of the Vietnam War. What about this shit? This bopping up and down with the fucking Viet Cong hat in the jungle on the American holiday of Halloween. Is this not actually disrespectful? What about this shit? Yeah, Luna Oi is such a Vietnamese socialist. That's why she's... What the fuck? Who celebrates this in Vietnam? Maybe I'm wrong. Is this actually celebrated in Vietnam? No, this is a fucking American who went to Vietnam and wants to make himself feel more at home by making his Vietnamese sexpat wife perform this foreign culture's customs and rituals to make himself feel more at home. Except that foreign culture just so happens to be the American one. You know, the one that Luna Oi postures and pretends to be so fucking against because it's racist or whatever. I could just sit here and laugh at this and call them lol cows. I don't call anyone a lol cow. Did you know that? I'm a dark person. To me, I actually skip to the chase. I don't just pretend, oh, you're a lol cow. No, I say, fuck you. You're dirt. I spit on you. You're a piece of shit. You're less than my fucking toe, bitch. That's what I fucking say. Because I'm not a... You know what I mean? I don't mask my hostility toward people in the form of this, like, pretending like I'm fucking laughing. I'm not laughing at this shit. I'm disturbed by this video. This video makes me angry because it's disgusting. This is a hideous, hideous, disgusting fucking video. The level of cringe in this fucking video is so astronomical that it alone would suffice to scare away any prospective person, regardless of their cultural background, from the ideas of socialism. And as a matter of fact, I think the one intersectional victory that these people have ever achieved in their entire fucking life, bringing people from all races and all sexual backgrounds and all genders together, has been the fact that almost any given person can watch this video and cringe so hard that they would be on the verge of physical sickness.
Spooky, _.
Thank you,
glow.
Emilio.
Scary socialist.
That's the one victory they have for intersectional, socialist, wholesome, Chungus, trans socialism. It doesn't matter if you're trans, doesn't matter if you're gay, or if you're straight, or if you're bisexual, or if you're a lesbian, or if you're black, or if you're white, or you're brown, or you're... It doesn't fucking matter what your background is. It doesn't. You could even be a furry, and you could watch this video and think it's extremely cringe for this fucking mid-30s man-child sexpat to travel to Asia, find himself a random idiot wife, and that's what Luna Oi is, by the way, and use her as a puppet with which to, like, engage in his man-child fantasies, hearkening back to his childhood past, bopping up and down to this fucking song. Oh, Halloween's... Shut the fuck up, dude. You fucking moved to Vietnam. Why don't you celebrate their fucking holidays, you fucking Yankee sexpat? Go home. I have a fucking song for you. Go home. I'm me, go home. Why don't we fucking sing that song? You're in fucking Vietnam and you're a fucking American. Assimilate, bitch. You know what I mean? You went there, so assimilate. Don't fucking marry some woman and make her do all this fucking foreign... You know what I mean? Why? You fucking pussy. You want to go to fucking Vietnam, then become Vietnamese. Or else you're going to face trial in America. And you will be tried as an American citizen in a future hypothetical scenario for levels of cringe that are off the charts. I am not laughing at them. I don't find any of this funny. I am actually disgusted. I'm sickened. I have a bad taste in my mouth. My stomach feels sick. It's so cringy that I'm angry at how... I'm so fucking angered by how fucking cringy this fucking video is. I want to spit on someone's face just for having to fucking watch it. I might just go outside and find a fucking random pedestrian and spit in their face because non-compete doesn't live near me. Yeah, this is criminally cringe. This is a criminally fucking cringe video. And the worst part of all is that this video came out 4 years ago. So for 4 years, this is what they've been doing with their little socialist identity. Nothing to do with the working class. Nothing to do with any insight into actual real... Nothing. They're just fucking sucking themselves off and patting themselves on a fucking back and incestually and perversely indulging in their fucking political ideology without fucking proving it to mass audiences. Oh, we're socialists. Shut the fuck up, you disgusting fat scumbag. You're ugly. You're disgusting. You're a freak. You're gonna fucking circle jerk yourself because you're a socialist? Do you know how unpopular that fucking word is in America? The country that celebrates this fucking holiday? You have effaced that word. You have made that word irredeemable. Even communism, thank God, is more redeemable than the word socialism in fucking America in 2022. And this is what you did 4 years ago, so we can remind people who the fuck is responsible for the complete devastation of the prospects of the word socialism being redeemed for mass audiences. You were so comfortable and content with yourselves that you actually made this video not taking into account how you would be judged. You made this you're so comfortable. You're like a fat person who's comfortable with their body. Why are you comfortable? Lose some fucking weight. How could you be comfortable making this fucking video? What about your grasp? What about what you have proven as far as socialism is concerned? What about what you have done to make socialism popular has inspired this level of fucking confidence where you're going to make this extremely disgusting, cringy fucking video and not care if people think it's cringe? Surely you knew most people would think this is cringe, right? Oh, you didn't care? You didn't care? I think you're just out of touch, actually. You're a fucking late 30s boomer, fucking man-child trying to reenact childhood fantasies from fucking America. And you're enlisting some random fucking landlord idiot in Vietnam to do it with you. You want to talk about chauvinism and colonization? Luna Oi doesn't fucking exist. Luna Oi is just some random, and I mean a random, she's not someone who's a politically active partisan figure in Vietnam. She is a random megalol from Vietnam that the sexpat, who is an ideological partisan, non-compete, recruited, just a completely random woman. She's not even a thing. The whole brand of Luna Oi was created by non-compete. Every aspect of her online presence is managed by him. Her fucking Twitter account is managed by him. He freely uses her Twitter account all the time. She has no agency. I am going to say that. She doesn't have fucking agency because she's a random person. Most people are not political ideologists in the world, and that's true for Vietnam as well. It's not like non-compete found an ideologically inclined and educated Vietnamese woman and married her. Those women would probably spit in his face because they probably have standards. Those communist women in Vietnam who are like members of the party and they're like activistic and they're like ideologically inclined, they probably have standards. So they wouldn't settle for some creepy fucking ugly sexpat from America. They would probably get disowned by their families for doing that if they're like a political, you know what I mean? Like how could you, in Vietnam, if you're a political figure and you're like, oh yeah, I have an American boyfriend. Yeah, I'm a huge super duper communist, big ideological communist. But yeah, I have like an American boyfriend. You think that shit would fly in Vietnam? No, it wouldn't. Non-compete is a predator who found some random idiot student, just some random idiot in Vietnam, And he created the brand of Luna Oi. It's creepy. It's fucking creepy. It's extremely fucking creepy. I don't even hate Luna Oi. I just refuse to acknowledge her existence. It's actually all non-compete. All of it boils down to non-compete. Luna Oi is not real. She does not care about any of this. She doesn't care. She just cares about being with non-compete. Luna Oi isn't even a real thing. That's just non-compete's fucking pet project. Nobody will admit this. I will admit it. Because it sounds sexist, right? I don't give a fuck. I am sexist. Sue me, bitch. I'm going to tell you the fucking truth. Okay? She does not have any agency, and she doesn't factor whatsoever in her own brand at all. She could be a fucking robot for all. She is completely airheaded. There's nothing between her ears. It's all non-compete. He tells her what to do in every way. He tells her everything to say. And he doesn't say, oh, I want you to be an anarchist, Luna. No, he says, I want you to fucking LARP as a Vietnamese communist so we can fucking pander to these retard red lib tankies too. That's what he fucking tells her. Luna Oi is not an intellectual. She's not a figure. She's not a thing. She's not an influencer. Non-compete is. Non-compete has to be the creepiest fucking influencer on the internet. Because he's one of the only influencers, and there are a few like this. Like, remember that Poppy girl on YouTube and that guy, Sinclair, whatever his fucking name was, that was controlling her? Same shit. Non-compete is the one influencing. He's the influencer. Luna Oi's the face. That's fucking creepy. He's a creepy influencer. He's like some like fucking like Darth Sidious type of motherfucker, using her as a puppet, as like a face, because he can't show his own because he's just some fucking ugly fucking white dude from America. Generic fucking like sweaty white dude. Like, oh yeah, what a unique brand non-compete would be, right? No, it's not unique. Luna Oi's, that's tropical. That's tropical. Luna Oi, the POC woman of color. Oh, wow. She's a commie. Oh, my God. Luna Oi's so cool. You know, I remember that fat ass Ewoks Unhinged. Even when he was friendly with me, he was like, oh, and Haas, I wanted to tell you about when I had Luna Oi on my show. And I said, who the fuck is Luna Oi? And then I saw that, like, wholesome, Star and Crescent. Not a Star and Crescent, that's based. That crescent moon with I'm like, Luna Oi, that sounds cringe as fuck. Like, the brand, because it looks cringe as fuck, right? And I was like, why was he talking about it like that? And I was like, oh, I get it now, because it's like a tropical socialist breadtube brand. I'm Luna Oi. I'm from Vietnam. Oh my God, I have such a unique perspective. I'm so unique. Because breadtube had too many sweaty white dudes, and this was introducing something new to the mix. Okay? And that was what non-compete capitalized on. That's how he fucking got away with it, right? That's what he did. It was like an exotic little thing, right? And that's the whole fucking story of Luna Oi. It's just non-competes. He's like a capitalist, pretty much, right? He's like he's like got a top hat and shit, and he's like, my latest, and he's a creep. He's a creep. He had her do this video. You think she knows what's going on in this video? You think Luna fucking Oi knows about Halloween and shit? Who the fuck knows about Halloween in Vietnam? You think she what is this shit? You think this is the music they listen to in Vietnam? I'm gonna fucking show you what they listen to in Vietnam. I'm just gonna type Vietnamese music on YouTube. And my video will be taken down. I bet they don't fuck around there. Yeah. But I mean, regardless, every time Luna Oi came after me, it was non-compete. It wasn't her. She has no agency. I don't recognize it. She has never proven she has agency. Ever. She's never proven it. She's never proved that she's had... Yeah, listen. Let me explain it to you, okay? When Luna Oi debated Destiny and Vosh and all the rest of them, why was non-compete there? You guys remember those debates where Luna debated Vosh and Destiny, but then non-compete was sitting right next to her? And like every time she was like fumbling, non-compete would like step in very aggressively. He'd be like, wait a second. Remember that? Isn't that weird? Right? It's almost like he was coaching her to memorize and remember all the right things to say in those debates. And then as soon as she like messed up, the real teacher steps in and takes over for the student, right? This is like when a teacher takes a student to like a fucking baseball game. It's like when and you're like, oh yeah, hit the baseball, and then the student's about to fucking fit. It's like a teacher takes their student hunting, and they're like, okay, here's your rifle, go kill that fucking lion, and the lion's because the student fucks up, and the lion is about to kill the student, and then the teacher has to step in and kill it. Now you know how to do it. Close call. Like I want to let you learn how to do this, but I'm not going to let you lose because then you're going to be in trouble and then the brand will collapse. And look, this is how much I'm disgusted by non-compete. This is how much non-compete is disgusting, right? Now, we all know Vosh is an extremely disgusting, despicable, we don't even have to go down that road, right? We all know that. But he lost his debate so bad. Luna Oi got so wrecked in the debate. Non-compete had to fucking bum rush in and scream anti-Semitism at Vosh. Vosh, who's like a Zionist. And yes, he is a Zionist, because he fucking believes in like a fucking two-state solution or some shit. Not to say Zionists can't be anti-Semitic, but like Vosh is one of the people who accuses everyone else of anti-Semitism. You want to know how I know Vosh doesn't subscribe to anti-Semitic conspiracy theories directly? Because he goes out of his way to accuse people of engaging in anti-Semitic conspiracy theories when there are none. So the fact that non-compete did that to him is very telling, right? It's very telling that this dude like can't debate. He has no way. I mean, bro, it's like non-compete. You need a handler, dude. You fuck up like Luna Oi does. And then when you're like his whole brand is about to collapse and cave in on him, so he screams anti-Semitism. I doubt he's even Jewish too, which is actually insane. What's with the patriarchal misogyny? Based! See, that shit might fly for other leftists. They would be like, no, I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm a Taliban Stalinist. You think I give a shit about these labels you're throwing at me? I don't care, dude. I literally don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit, dude. I literally don't fucking care. I'm a patriarchal misogynist, right? By the way, it's really, really generous to Luna Oi that she's going to be the representative of women here. Because she acts like a fucking child, if you ask me. I think in order to represent women, you have to like be an adult and act like one too. But Luna Oi, who is engaging in the disgusting infantilization that non-compete has imposed upon her simply infantilizes her. Look at her fucking brand. Look at her logo. It's like a smiling moon or some shit. What the fuck does that have to do with the revolutionary flames of communism? I spit on these revisionists. Let me show you her brand. Let me show you her brand, okay? Let me show you her brand image. Let me show you her brand image. And you tell me how this is communist. What is communist about this aesthetic, right? Okay, there's... Where is it? Here it is. Now, I'm just curious. Communism is about fucking revolutionary warfare and, you know, fucking civil war and shit. And what the fuck is this? Does this scream proletarian revolution to you? What is this fucking baby shit? This is fucking for babies. What about this is communist? This is disturbing. This looks like an MK Ultra pedo image. What is this? Yeah, this is totally, yeah. So you had the hammer and sickle. You had fucking, you know, the red star, the fucking glowing red star on the Red Guard cap. And then what, you fucking have this? What the fuck is this? This looks like it was drawn by a retarded child. There, I said it. Not even a child in general. A stupid child. A fucking 5-year-old can draw better than this. This looks like garbage. I spit on this. The fuck is communist about this? But this is why these revisionists, you know, look at these fucking revisionists, right? Compare this. I mean, look. Yeah, Gonzaloites are cringe. You see the fucking Naxals look like this? You don't see Naxals look like this. You don't fucking see... Even the Philippine Maoists, who I don't even like, they're not down with this. This is revisionism. This is what it does. You're gonna forget the revolutionary flame of communism and replace it with what? Where is the revolutionary flame of communism? There's none. Where's the revolutionary passion? Could Che Guevara put this on a flag? Could he fly this as a flag and roam the fucking jungles of Bolivia with it? What the fuck is this shit? Is this what rallies men to die for communism and the proletarian revolution? Is this what inspires the working class to rise up like lions from the slumber? What the fuck is this shit? This is what revisionism does. Now, I remember someone on Twitter was like, Luna Oi is the reason infrared and the infrared community are doubling down on Vietnam being revisionist. You know, it's partially true. And it also begs the question, how the fuck does someone like Luna, how does non-compete, how does that, thank you so much, Voidburn.
Also, you don't understand. We need to rebrand socialism because it's just so scary. Obviously, communism is about soft, rounded, kids show aesthetics because proles are retarded babies kappa.
Yeah, thank you so much, Voidburn. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, totally. No, but like, yeah, I do think there's something to blame about Vietnamese revisionism for the existence of this. You'd be like, Hans, why don't you just blame non-compete? Because why does Vietnam give non-compete safe harbor? Where are the Vietnamese communists to step up and call out non-compete? I will platform you on infrared if you do that. And I will let you exonerate Vietnam and the honor of Vietnamese socialism if you come on my fucking show and make it very clear that non-compete is not a friend to Vietnamese socialism and Vietnamese communism. But until then, we're going to have to ask questions about Cambodia, okay? Because the way I see it, there was Cambodia and then this. I know who I side with. I know who I side with. See, the thing is, if there was a Chinese Luna Oi, this is the difference. This is why I'm critical to Vietnam. This is why I'm going to be. Because if there was a Chinese Luna Oi, there would be dozens of vocal Chinese people denouncing her and talking shit about her and making fun of her and like calling her out as having nothing to do with Chinese socialism or like the reality of China. And she would go viral on Chinese social media and they would roast the shit out of her and bully the shit out of her to be so ashamed that she never shows her face again. Because I know how savage Chinese social media can be. They do not hold back. You want to talk about political correctness? None exists over there. Okay? I know for a fact that if some sexpat went to China and tried to create some fucking Chinese version of Luna Oi, Chinese people would roast her on a fire. Okay? Where are the Vietnamese people to step up and talk about non-compete in Luna Oi? Well, there's the legacy of revisionism for you. Simple as that. There's the legacy of revisionism. There's the legacy of revisionism. You know what I mean? It's like you could not imagine a Chinese version of Luna Oi. It's simply unfathomable. It's simply unfathomable. There would no non-compete could not get away with his shit in China. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. You know those fucking sexpat, Serpenteza, whatever the fuck those other people's names are. You know they do these. You know, I'm gonna show you. They did that motorcycle thing. Thank you so much, Mayor McCheese.
This is your brain. This is your brain on Trotskyism.
Yeah. Let me show you this to you guys. Like Serpenteza, Vietnam, and they're doing a motorcycle. Doing a motorcycle. Okay. So this was the video, I think, right? So these are the sexpats who went from China to Vietnam. And you're going to hear what they say. I don't know if this is like a 15-minute video. But if you watch it, pretty consistently, I remember them saying, yeah, China's super hostile to us now. And we're like, we don't feel privileged in China anymore. Because like China like is being mean to us and shit. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, we're not like China's not really wholesome chungas anymore. So they're in Vietnam and they're like, you know, Vietnam feels a lot like China when it first started opening up. Everyone loves us here. We like it way better than China. Well, yeah, of course they like it better than China. Because in China, Their shit don't fly.
Communist, but it feels more friendly, whereas China feels more restrictive. And yeah.
Just a little aside, when we were in the immigration thing to get our visa on arrival, the outfits that the police and soldiers are wearing is literally straight out of like 1920s Soviet Union.
Yeah, it is. It's just Soviet Union uniforms.
And and the propaganda signs don't look like Chinese style. They look like Soviet style.
Oh, dude, I've noticed a lot more hammer and sickles here.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, I mean, I don't want to speak out of turn, but it's almost like it's just what people are used to. You know what I mean? Like they fought the revolution, they won the war against America.
Let's go straight. Good job, bro. You're doing a fantastic job.
I like the sandwiches.
Oh wait, this person's going the wrong way. Oh no, it's not.
Little things like talking points about it, but it's gonna be fun, and we have a.
Going to talk about you know.
I like to get to know the place. Other is crazy, and it's like they're celebrated here, whereas in China they are demonized, right?
Correct,
and it's cool.
You know what I mean? It's exactly the same. Exactly the same.
The amount of motorcycles is crazy, and it's like they're celebrated immediately, which is really cool. I didn't think there'd be that many little things like talking points about it, but it's going to be fun, and we have a lot planned. I would say Vietnam feels more communist than China, and I would say China feels more like brutal, if that makes sense.
Because China's more fucking based. Yeah, it feels more communist because there's more symbolism and shit, but look at how they treat the capitalist fucking sexpat foreigners with open arms. With open arms. With open arms. Now, I'm not against Vietnam. Of course, I believe in Vietnam should be defended against America unconditionally. But we make a critique of it because of Luna Oi. Yeah, people, whoever that person on Twitter was like, oh, it's just because of Luna Oi, right, Haas? Yes, it is. It is. I'm not afraid to admit that. It actually is. Luna Oi single-handedly tarnished the image of Vietnamese socialism in my eyes. And in the eyes of my community. And we should not be afraid to admit that. Because there's patterns. We just noticed the patterns. There are patterns here. And the patterns line up. And they make sense. Why is Luna Oi aligned with BreadTube and sock them democratic socialist fucking? Because it's fucking revisionist Soviet revisionism. Socialist international sock them fucking bullshit. We all know what it is. It's the reign of the glasses wearers. We all know what it fucking is. And then they're like, oh, China's more brutal because China's a fucking based, probably the greatest country on earth right now. Yeah, aren't you an American patriot? I am. I don't care. China is probably the greatest country on earth as far as like its direction. I want America to learn from that, okay? Because let's humble ourselves. America's the greatest country on earth. Well, it's for me it is because I'm an American. But for all of humanity in general, China is easily the greatest country on earth. Or let me say, China is the most advanced civilization on planet Earth. Let anyone refute that. Please let anyone refute that. China is easily the most advanced civilization on planet Earth. That is irrefutable. It doesn't matter what you personally prefer to live in. China is the most advanced civilization on planet Earth. That is a fact. That is an actual fact. And it doesn't matter which country you prefer to live in. Advanced means advanced. Culturally more advanced, socially more advanced, socio-technologically more advanced as a country, politically more advanced. Factual. Now, if there was a war between China and Vietnam, Who do you think infrared would support? Do you think that goes with any question? God forbid one happens, but you know how America's influence in Vietnam is pretty profound. Geostrategically, it's aligned with America.
Why is Vietnam
Thank you,
involved
Johnny.
with the Quad? They are united with America against China. WTF.
Same reason why Luna Oi has an American boyfriend. Oh, there, I said it. I said it. And if Vietnamese people are watching this and they're upset, I am not against Vietnam. I want you to wake the fuck up and realize this poison that's infected your country, because it's infecting mine too. I want you to wake the fuck up and realize the problem plaguing Vietnam. Because it's unsustainable. Okay? It's unsustainable. It's unsustainable. I'm saying all this from the perspective of wanting a prosperous socialist Vietnam. And I'm an American. Who am I to talk? Yeah, you're probably right. But I just fucking hate Luna Oi, because she's the one who's butt into our fucking discourse. I mean, non-compete has, actually. It's not Luna Oi, it's non-compete. They're the ones who have butt into our discourse and came and you know, I am going to talk about it. If you don't want me to talk about it, tell her to fuck off. And tell fucking non-compete to fuck off too. Go focus on your own shit. Fuck off from the... Oh man, what the fuck do you know about MAGA communism, dumbass? I'm here talking to my fucking people in Warren, Michigan. And you're fucking globetrotting on a fucking sexpat vacation, you fucking abject pussy. You're such a pussy you ran away from fucking Portland, Oregon, the most lefty liberal fucking place in the world, not just America. And that was still too real for you. So you fucking ran away on a fucking sexpat fucking vacation. I'm here in my fucking motherland, bitch, talking to the salt of the earth people. You're fucking in... Thank you so much, Mom Bello. I appreciate you.
China is in demographic decline. Their population will fall by hundreds of millions because the one-child policy. Their per capita income isn't rising fast enough. They are going to get old before they get rich. Infrared position is wrong on this.
Well, I thank you for the $50, but I disagree with you. I disagree with you. But thank you for the 50, but I disagree with you profoundly. The CPC will address the falling demographic problem. Pro-natalism, pro-natalist policies, pro-family. China can pull it off because China's a Chad country, not a soy country. Additionally, as I was going to say, okay? Additionally, as I was saying, if shit breaks out in America, unless I'm directly targeted and I have no other alternative by the government, I mean, if the government's targeting me specifically, then I'll leave, right? Maybe. I'm just kidding. Like, there's scenarios I can imagine leaving America. But if America goes to shit, I'm staying. I'm not leaving. This was my motherland. This is where I was born. And I'm a fucking Arab. And I still believe this is my motherland. And I still believe this is my homeland. And I still believe this is the place I will live and die. No matter what happens. I will go down with this ship. And non-compete, that pussy ran away. He fucking ran to Asia. Where he's preying on women in Asia. You fucking pussy. And you dare open your fucking mouth about my country's politics and my country's affairs? You fucking ran away with your tail between your legs. What the fuck are you going to talk about? I'm actually MAGA. What do you mean? What's your alternative? Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom Bella.
Infrared is
Not
right
Mom.
on China being better culturally, but wrong that China is the future. It's in decline.
Well, time will tell. We'll see. I disagree with you. Thank you for the 5. Guys. What? Hey, fucking non-compete. You don't get to talk about anything about America because you're not here. I'm talking to people in Warren, Michigan. I'm talking to ordinary Americans. I'm talking to my American people. What do you have to? You ran away. You're separated by thousands of fucking miles. What's your message to the people here? Anarchist revolution. You suck a dick. What does that mean? Nothing. You're going to talk about your revolutionary strategy, right? You're going to talk about your revolutionary strategy. What is it? What does that happen to be? I'm supposed to be ashamed for being American. What? So I should run away to fucking Asia like fucking non-compete? A hairy-ass man like me? Gonna run away to East Asia? Thank you, Black
I
Pack.
ran away too, but now I'm back. Thanks for helping me see the light.
Thank you, Black Pack. I mean, there's nothing wrong with leaving, but there's something wrong with leaving and posturing that you're more revolutionary for it. That's my problem. That's always gonna be my issue. If you leave, leave. Don't sit in some other fucking country and like use that as a fucking headquarters with which to enforce the dominant ideology in this country. You want to talk about America? Be in America. Unless you're using your experiences to challenge the status quo here, to learn from other countries. Yeah, but that's not what non-compete does. He don't do that. He sits in Vietnam and he defends the Rockefeller Ford Foundation agenda. And he uses his puppet, Luna Oi, to reinforce the fucking idea that world socialism is woke, which it's not. By the way, it's not fucking woke. It's not fucking woke. I'm not leaving the USA. This is my country. I am not leaving this country. Unless I have to. When I say I have to, I mean like, they're after me, man. Then I have to fucking leave. Which will happen, probably. But not because of me thinking, oh, America's bad. It's a bad place. Not because of me thinking, oh, yeah, I'm scared. Or, oh, America's not good enough for me. That's my real fucking problem, is that fucking mentality. Oh, America's not good enough for me. This is your motherland, bitch. If this is not good enough for you, what could be, right? Anyway, guys, we're done with the main segment, but we have a lot more to cover. But as far as the non-compete laboratory creation that is Luna Oi is concerned, we're done talking about it. We're finished. Finito. We're done. That is concluded. Now, there's more I have to bring to your attention, though. Starting with Elon Musk. Now, we're going to do some stuff for reference. First of all, a whole lot to show you, okay? And a lot of it's bad, and some of it's funny. A lot of it's bad, but some of it's funny. But a lot of it's bad. And I'm going to show you the bad before anything. Let me find it. Oh, it's bad. So Elon Musk bought Twitter. And I'm going to hit you with the bad first, because why not? This is the worst part, right? So for the midterms, Elon Musk is not going to be unbanning anyone. And get this, he talked to, this is a really funny way of putting it, but this is how he worded it. It's just kind of funny. Civil society leaders. That's a way of putting it. Definitely a way of putting it. But civil society leaders, the ADL, I don't know who the fuck this is, ADL, Color of Change, another libshit thing, I mean, yeah, look at, the Bush Center, George W. Bush, Cindy Benavides. Oh, Jackson sent me something as well. I gotta show you related to this. First of all, I want to tell you guys, yeah, Elon Musk is a Department of Defense asset, and I'm going to really clarify what's going on here. And I'm pretty certain that this is the case. Give me a second. Okay. Got it. Now, this is what Elon has to say. Twitter will not allow anyone who is deplatformed for violating Twitter rules back on the platform until we have a clear process, which will take at least a few more weeks. Which means nowhere near the midterms. It's going to be after the midterms, right? Conveniently. Twitter's Content Moderation Council will include representative reviews, which will certainly include civil rights community and groups who face hate-fueled violence. How Twitter will continue to combat hate and harassment and enforce its election integrity policies. Oh, the election integrity policies. You mean the thing that got Trump banned in the first place, which is your whole cause's belly for claiming to want to take over Twitter? Ah, yeah. Oh, I understand. I'm so disappointed. I'm just kidding. I'm not. But, it kind of seems to me that we went from anything permitted under U.S. law to, election integrity policies and hate and harassment. This is all very vague. Is this only going to be temporary? Like for a few weeks? Or is this just to get them off his back? Who knows? But this is the bad news. Okay? Now, the good news, and then it's going to turn to bad, not really bad news, but I'm just going to tell you the 411. Elon Musk is doing something quite remarkable. He is going to make blue checks pay for it. And not only is he going to do that, it gets better. He's going to allow anyone who is willing to pay $8 a month to purchase a blue check and be verified on Twitter. Now, the existing blue checks are very mad about this because they're not going to be special anymore. And AOC, can I call her a bitch or no? She said LMAO at $1 billion. Yeah, of course she's bitching about this because AOC represents everything about the elites and the ruling class that we hate. Was bitching about it. And he did this based troll tweet, which is, haha, pay $8. I think it's cool. I think it's funny and it's cool. And I endorse this trolling. But I want to give some context for why Elon Musk is doing this. And why he may, in fact, I didn't know this. I didn't think about this before even. Why he might be doing the free speech posturing as well. So, believe it or not, we tend to assume that the government has us all tracked down. Which is true if they're hyper-focused on us. But the truth is, the biggest one of the biggest security threats posed by the internet in general, as far as the Department of Defense is concerned, you can look this shit up, is internet anonymity. Internet anonymity, which allows one person to make have VPNs to make like 25,000 different anonymous accounts. You don't know who's who. You don't know. I mean, there's no real way to verify. Put it this way. If the CIA wants to track you down, how do they can get your device, they can get your IP address, all that stuff, right? But they don't know who's behind it. It could be your little brother using your fucking MacBook or some shit, right? There's no way to verify your identity. That's a problem for people who that's a problem for the institution of mass surveillance. There's no way to verify people. So the number one problem is anonymity. And what the blue check $8 a month thing is going to do is it's going to eliminate anonymity. It's going to have your account get verified. Your identity is going to get verified. Even if you don't run even if it's not like your Twitter account isn't based on your real name, you're going to send them your payment info, and you're going to send them info about yourself. You're probably going to have to give them your phone number. And that's what we're dealing with here, right? That's the whole reason Elon Musk bought Twitter. It's going to be turned into an organ of mass surveillance. Debate Destiny, he's talking about you. Why? Let's see. Destiny on YouTube.
Black men are out here with high marriage rates and successful marriages. You're not getting married. So it's not an L for black women. It's an L for black men. Men initiate marriage. If men as a collective or a community.
What does this have to do with me at all? Ban that guy in the fucking chat. What does that have to do with me at all? Nothing. Okay? Yeah. So this is the whole thing. I think this is what this is about for Elon Musk. And this is more important. So China has an app. It's called WeChat. And China, I'm not going to deny it, has excellent methods for the harvesting of data and the attachment of identities to online profiles, right? China's got that nailed down. I've never denied that. Well, America's trying to do something similar, except through the private sector. And Elon Musk already admitted that he wants to incorporate Twitter into an everything app. So that's going to be an unprecedented, way in which the powers of mass surveillance are going to expand. And mass surveillance is more important than censorship, right? Censorship can come after. But before you can effectively censor the population, you need to identify them. And I feel like more lax policies on free speech, especially by people, will encourage people to, get verified and say what's on their mind. And there you go. Now there's a public registry of dissidents with verified identities. And is this too tinfoil hat? Is this too conspiracy theory oriented? Well, I don't know. I didn't know at first. And now I'm kind of leaning that way because Jackson sent this to me. Pentagon praises Musk. Now, why is the Pentagon praising Musk? America's top military officer, Mark Maley, praised SpaceX CEO Elon Musk by name at an event hosted by Space Force, saying the chief twit exemplifies the civil and military cooperation and teamwork that makes the U.S. the most powerful country in space. So while the U.S. Treasury is investigating him and the State Department is opposed to Elon Musk, the Department of Defense has a favorable view toward him. That's a pattern you see, it's a pattern you find quite often in American politics. A divergence between the Department of Defense and the CIA and the State Department on the other hand. I've tried to make sense of that divergence, and the conclusion that I can draw is that I think the Department of Defense has its eye on the prize, which is war with China. And I think the CIA and the State Department also are part of that, but they're focusing more on the front of civil society, which oftentimes loses sight of the bigger picture, which is something only the Department of Defense probably has, a bigger picture, right? A perspective that these CIA, State Department, East Coast, brainiacs don't have because they're too caught up in minutia. So, yeah, the Bannon faction. So Bannon is with Peter Thiel, and those guys are tied up with the Department of Defense. And it seems like they're in contradiction with the CIA and the State Department. And oftentimes, politically, they do serve that role on a representative level. But the truth is, it's always about the China angle, right? The Department of Defense is focusing on the bigger picture. The State Department and the managerial complex that Bannon talks about have lost sight of the big picture. So that's what you're dealing with when it comes to that. Guys, give me one moment. Holy shit.
Strength is not in the things we do.
Just in time.
Strength is, and the things
Thank you so much,
follow.
Maxwell. Appreciate you, Maxwell, so much. Thank you, man. Thank you. Guys, I was not MIA. Thank you so much, Maxwell. Appreciate you a ton, dude. Thank you. Yeah, as I was saying, I think that's what's going on with Elon Musk. I think that's what's underlying this Twitter deal. I think it's really about, consolidating a verification, literal identity verification process for the U.S. military. But that's just a game theory. I'm just kidding, okay? But that's my little conspiracy theory. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm kind of convinced of it because it makes a lot of sense, right? Based on the available facts. Now, this is kind of unrelated, but it's just more AOC cringe. Look at this. Elon Musk is pointing out that AOC's shirt is ridiculously expensive. $58. My workers are union, have full health care, plus benefits. like childcare help, and everyone is paid a living wage. Proceeds go to community acts like tutoring undeserved kids. You're a union buster with an ego problem who pockets the change from underpaying and mistreating people. Yeah, except the part where this shirt is not affordable to poor people, AOC, you fucking idiot. Yeah, it's a virtuously constructed shirt if we, believe your shit and, have your worldview. But the whole fucking point is that no one can afford it. The only people who can afford it are the privileged. It's almost like only the privileged can afford to be virtuous. Right? Oh, buy organic, buy this, buy that, recycle. Only the privileged can afford to virtuously consume. So I find it really funny that she's just she's literally advertising to all the rich people who want to virtuously consume that, hey, I know this is an expensive shirt, but there's a reason. I bet you Hollywood celebrities buy this fucking shirt, right? AOC, you missed the point. Cheap prices help the masses more than products consumed virtuously. And history has proven that time and time again. It's about if the fucking thing you're making is affordable to people in the first place. That's why Henry Ford was praised in the Soviet Union. I'm sure the fucking Henry Ford assembly line wasn't paradise on earth. But he made cheap fucking cars that the average man could afford. That's why Henry Ford was the greatest, according to Alexander Kojev, he was the greatest Marxist of the West in the 20th century. There's a reason. Because his cars were cheap enough for the average fucking person, including the people who worked his assembly lines, to buy. They could buy that fucking car that they were making. That's what made Henry Ford an American icon. AOC, cheap prices are more important than virtuously making this is craft whatever bullshit. Oh, it was ethically produced. Can it be ethically consumed if nobody can even fucking afford it? I think not. I think you lose. Bye, bitch, you lose. Guys, AOC just took a big L. I'm not gonna lie. Major L. Now, I do want to talk about Biden's scary speech regarding democracy. So let me do that. Well, basically, Joe Biden recently gave a speech where he's talking about the midterms in kind of a dangerous way, following his latest Hitlerite precedent earlier, where he's basically saying that democracy is on the ballot. The problem, and what's so odd about saying something like that, is that it reveals the paradoxical self-destruction of democracy itself. If democracy itself is on the ballot, then the form and content of democracy are starting to get confused. If the form of democracy is part of its own content, doesn't that destroy democracy itself? Think about it. Democracy is supposed to be about pluralism. That's what it means for liberals. If pluralism itself becomes a particular choice, pluralism is not the most fundamental. It's like Karl Popper's paradox of tolerance in a way, right? How can democracy be on the ballot? It can't be. Biden's rhetoric is conclusive proof of an inevitable civil war in this country. Never in history have we had democracy itself on the ballot. Never in history has the legitimacy of the state been on the ballot. This is not Democrats versus Republicans. This is the state itself on the ballot. Which is what does that mean? It means America's headed for a civil war. It's guaranteed. It's not like these are political parties observing, or they're participating in a system they both believe in. It's the system versus something else. So we should keep an eye on this. Democracy on the ballot. What is democracy? What's the content of democracy? There is no content of democracy, right? Because democracy is just a form. It has no content. That's what they mean by democracy, the institution of democracy. It's just a formal pluralism. So how can that be a content? How can you make that a certain type of content? This is the self-destructive logic of liberalism that gives rise to fascism. You want to know who put democracy on the ballot? Adolf Hitler. When Adolf Hitler was elected, the German people chose democracy as a content. They chose liberal democracy in the form of its real content, which is its contingency, which is the German nation and the German war machine that protects democracy from the Asiatic Bolshevik hordes to the east. We are witnessing something similar happen in the European Union and in the United States. Democracy's on the ballot. So where does the ballot come from then? Not democracy. So what does it mean to vote? Not democracy. Tell you that much. Anyway, guys, I got 1 hour of sleep. I think that's all for tonight. Now, I don't know what I'm going to be doing exactly. I have to use the bathroom. You know, a smart man would wait for the Jackson raid. But I'm not gonna. Because I have to piss and shit. And I could just leave my stream open, literally, with nothing there. Jackson could raid me. And I could get this a pretty penny in terms of a decent amount of views. It's not going to happen. But I will say, I might be on the Minecraft server tonight. It depends, but I might be. I might just go use the bathroom and come back and just get on the server and just get in VC. Maybe. But I'm going to use the bathroom first. But I'll probably be on the Minecraft. I'll probably be chilling there. But I maybe like later tonight. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I got to go. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, the server's up. Look in the Discord if you want to find it. Anyway, guys, I got to go. One last thing, right? One last thing. This is actually important. Non-compete, he's not completely cringe. There's some aspects of him that